Welcome to the session number 12 from the playlist of JEE Advanced Part 2. The topic for the today's session is the time changing electrical field, and based on this topic I have taken one question which was asked in the JEE Advanced examination in the year 2018. So the question here is: a particle of mass 10 to the power minus 3 kg carries a charge of 1 coulomb. At t is equal to 0, the particle comes under the influence of an electrical field given by this equation, that is Et is equal to E naught sin omega t I cap. So here I cap means that the direction of this electrical field is along the axis. Here the value of E naught is equal to 1 Newton per coulomb and omega is equal to 10 to the power 3 radians per second. So we have to find the maximum speed of the particle if it is subjected to the effect of electrical force only. So here the particle is influenced by an electrical field given by this equation, that is Et is equal to E naught sin omega t I cap at t is equal to 0. The value of E naught and omega are given in this question. So we have to find the maximum speed of the particle if it is subjected to the effect of electrical force only. Now by the word maximum speed, we mean that or we can say when the particle attains the maximum speed, it means that the speed of that particle is not going to increase any further, or in other words, the acceleration of that particle will be equal to 0. And when the acceleration of the particle is 0, it means that the force on it is equal to 0. So in this case, the electrostatic force F, which is equal to Q into E, will be equal to Q into E naught sin omega t. Now, by the word maximum speed means that the speed of the particle is not going to increase any further, or in other words, the acceleration of the particle will be 0, and when the acceleration is equal to 0, then the force will be 0. So if I equate this force equal to 0, then this is possible only when sin omega t is equal to 0. Force will be equal to 0, F will be equal to 0 if sin omega t is equal to 0, or in other words, we can say that F is equal to 0 if at t is equal to 0 and F is equal to 0 at t is equal to, if I put the value of t as pi by omega, so sin omega t will be equal to sin pi, which is equal to 0. So at t, so if this value is 0, then F will be equal to 0. So at t is equal to 0, F is equal to 0, and at t is equal to pi by omega, F is also equal to 0. So I will be writing these two things here on the top. It is F is equal to 0 at t is equal to 0 and F is equal to 0 at t is equal to pi by omega. Now from this equation, the force is equal to mass into acceleration, so this is equal to Q into E naught into sin omega t. So from here, this equation can further be written as m into dv upon dt, which is equal to Q into E naught sin omega t. So from here, dv is equal to Q into E naught upon m sin omega t. Now I have to find the maximum speed, and the maximum speed will be obtained at t is equal to pi by omega. Okay? So if I indicate this equation, then within the limits of of t is equal to 0 and t is equal to pi by omega, then I will be getting ये हो गया, and so the limits will be from 0 to pi by omega, and at t is equal to 0 this speed is equal to 0, and at t is equal to pi by 2 I will be getting the maximum speed V max. So now from this equation I can simply get the value of V maximum. So V maximum will be equal to, yeah, this Q, E naught and M, these are constants. So this can be taken outside, and if I integrate this equation, then I will be getting the value as, this will be equal to minus cos omega t divided by omega. So I will be just taking this omega outside, and I will be now so we have already integrated this equation within the limits of t is equal to 0 and t is equal to pi by 2. So this will be equal to 0 from 0 to pi by 2. So this will be equal to q E naught upon m omega, and the value of this will be equal to, now if I put the value of t is equal to pi by omega, this will be equal to cos minus cos pi, which is equal to minus 1, minus again in bracket minus cos 0, which is equal to minus 1 again. So this will be equal to 1 plus 1, 2. 2 q E naught divided by m omega. This is the value of the maximum speed of the particle. And so this can be, its value will be equal to 2 into, now q is equal to 1 coulomb. The value of E naught is also given as 1. The mass of the particle is 10 to the power minus 3, and omega is given as 10 to the power 3. So this will be equal to 2 meters per second. Because this and this will get cancelled out. So finally I will be getting the value of the maximum speed of the particle, if it is subjected to the effect of electrical force only, will be equal to 2 meters per second. So thank you very much for joining this session. In the next session I will be taking up a different topic from the chapter of electric charges and fields. So till then, have a nice day. Bye.